This video is actually more of a rant than like a proper logical explanation, because my own school started on Monday and I shared about how much I hate school on my Instagram story and how much it drains me. And a lot of you guys replied and were like, bro, like, me too. And I get back home at like 3:34 from school, then I have tuitions till 7, and after that I literally have no energy to lift whatsoever and I hate life. And I thought, you know what, bro, like, we're all in the same boat, so I might as well make like a YouTube video about it and just share most of our perspectives online and see where that goes. Before I start, I would like to say that school is obviously necessary for a lot of careers, especially those in the science industry and stuff like that. Because if you want to become a doctor or like a surgeon, there's only one classic path that will actually get you to becoming a surgeon, and there's no way around school. But for the rest of us who are in like the commerce and art side of things, for us, school becomes less important because first-hand experience is actually placed higher than a formal education system. Obviously not in India, because without a degree, you're screwed over here. So my first point is that school is actually way too long than is actually necessary. Now, I have to wake up at 6 and then my bus comes soon, and then let's say school starts at 8 and then it ends at around 3:30. In between, we have a lunch break, probably like 2 or 3 more breaks, and it is super inefficient the way that the classes are structured, because there's one class, then there's like a 5-minute break, and then there's another class and another class. But in between, there's so much friction because the teachers aren't on time. Like, the teachers come, they sit in the class, they take like 10 minutes to just sit, pull out their resources that they'll teach us with, and then actually start the class. And that is just so inefficient. And don't even like get me started on the days where the teachers just come and decide to not teach us anything, because at least that happens in all the schools I've been in. And they just like, well guys, I am not feeling like it today, aaj chutti le lo, just chill. And no class today. Like, what am I in school for then? I'd rather be out of school. This 45 minutes that is getting wasted, I could have literally like hit like an entire chess session in that. But no, now I have to sit through this teacher's bullshit because like they're not going to teach anything. My second argument is that I can learn more at home if I wanted to than at school itself. Now, this doesn't apply for like the complex topics, like, like the science ones, which, you actually need a professor to explain it to you well. But for like business management, right? I can just read the textbook, understand everything, and there's no need for me to actually be in class. Like, I can just do all of that at home in 30 minutes than what they taught me in like an hour and a half, because I am way more productive at home when I'm alone than in a classroom with a bunch of kids asking questions that, are irrelevant to the exams, and just those questions, they're wasting my time because I know the answer to that. And even if that sounds selfish, those aren't my questions, and there's usually less learning from that than if I was to sit at home, study the topic myself, and then actually, go and give a test or whatever it's needed. Then for most of us Indians, right, we have tuitions after school, and that itself sucks because, see, we come home from school at like 3, 4, 4:30, 5, some of us. So after that, right, the parents are like, acha, abhi kya karenge? Like, obviously you have to study more. So then they send you to tuitions. Either they send you or they hire a private tutor that comes home. And then that's like, you got home at 5, you probably freshened up for 15 minutes, and then you have a tuition or another extra class that goes on till like 7:38. And especially before exams, obviously it's going till 8 or whatever at night. And then after that, how do you lift and work on your hobbies that are actually more important? Or what if you want to actually get in like the real life and start your own business, right? Or start something online, maybe create like a lifting page, do whatever, make a YouTube channel. there is absolutely no time for that. And after 8, you're literally so tired. I mean, how are you supposed to do anything apart from school? At that point, you just go lie in your bed and do nothing. Another thing is that we in India, we have such a large population, like over like a billion, I think. And that basically means we have over a billion unique minds, right? Because each person has their own unique brain, and like every one of us thinks differently, but we're all put through one assembly line, which is like the formal education system. And that like programs over a billion minds. Okay, there are less than a billion students, I know I'm exaggerating, but that puts all of us through one simple line of like one way of thinking, which is the formal education system. And instead of us actually unleashing the creativity inside each brain, we're made to think in the same way. And I genuinely think that India has like a competitive advantage when it comes to our population, right? Because if we have such a large population, we have so many different ways of thinking, but instead of utilizing the different ways that each of us think, we're actually made to think the same way, which pisses me off. Because imagine the creativity that probably flows inside so many students, but they can't really unleash it or work on it because they're just made to think in one way, memorize their textbooks, and then splurge it out on the tests instead of creating something like, let's say, in art. And another thing is preconceived notions, like, my son has to become a scientist, and then most people can't even choose something like commerce or arts, and they're stuck in science even if they dread it. Now, another thing is weightlifting. I find weightlifting like super beneficial. Not even like, that's something that almost everyone should do, at least guys, because you need to lift weights to actually look good, live a healthy life. And bro, lifting weights is just something you should do. And doing that after school is so tiring, because even if you don't have tuitions, right, you get home at like 5, and then just once you hit that bed, it's like, oh my god, I'm done for the day, right? But no, you actually have to get up, go and lift weights. And that is the most exciting part for some of us. But for the others who are just trying to get into lifting weights, who are not already like, gym rats, then for them, it's really difficult to get up, motivate themselves and go to the gym, because like to build discipline takes time. Another very important thing is that, let's say you have been going to the gym for a while, now your exams are around the corner, and your parents are like, wait, bachcha abhi, exams aa rahe hain, you can't be going to the gym, all you have to do is focus, right? And then a lot of parents literally stop their children from actually working out, because they think that 1 hour of working out in a day is going to harm them, and they should actually study for 1 hour. Even though I argue that working out for a day is going to make one more productive instead of, wasting time, because you can work out and then be more productive afterwards because you're feeling good and your mind is clear and you can focus on your studies. But parents won't really understand that, so then they stop many people from going to the gym, like, during exam season. To solve some of these issues, I would like to propose that, how courses are structured on like Coursera and Udemy. We can probably do that for curriculums as well. I know this is like a really long shot, but if we just make curriculums on Coursera with each topic being like a lesson from the best professors, I think that we can self-study in a way so that school becomes optional and you can just learn what's important from the best professors like in the country and learn. And if you don't understand, obviously you can like get a private tutor to explain it. But if you have the discipline that it takes to just study yourself to get through your exams and make it more online, because that reduces travel time and a lot of friction between going to school and the inefficiencies that lie in that, I think that online education can really be the future. Also, if online education isn't the way and you root for offline education, sure, that's your choice. But I think that we can make classes more efficient by forcing the teachers to actually come prepared to class. Like, let's say they make presentations and they have to come and present and concisely teach what they need to teach, more like a university setting, but in school, like at least from the 10th, 11th, 12th, because that's where most of the time, like people want to do other things as well apart from just studying. For me, school isn't exactly a place for fun because I have big goals and I really need to do stuff. But for a lot of other students, school is more of a fun place and they don't really have such ambitions yet. For them, sure, school might not seem like a waste of time and it's very essential for their day. But for me and a lot of people that I know, we dread school because of how it is right now. And the teachers, they seem to see this in such a negative light that I don't even know. That's all I've got to say. See you guys. How do I end this?